Hey everybody, and welcome to the help video for the intermediate percussion module for the week of May the 4th, and May the 4th be with you. A little bit of a shorter lesson this week again, just because we've got drumline and front ensemble auditions happening. A couple of key dates for that. May 8th, this next Friday, we're having another Zoom class at 9 a.m. for those of you who want to collaborate and ask questions and masterclass the music a little bit. And so that's going on May 8th. And then May 13th, the following Wednesday, is when your audition videos are due. And you'll send those to me by email. So again, a little shorter lesson this week, and let's get started with our technical exercise. So let's take a look at our triplet diddles exercise. This is a really fun, challenging exercise, and it's going to really help out your diddle chops. The tempo here is 100. You're welcome to go faster than 100, but I wouldn't go any slower than 100. And I'll talk about that here in a minute. But let me play this for you at 100, and then we'll talk about some tips for practicing it. Now, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that was 100, and the reason I don't want you to go slower than 100 is because then we get into that fingering territory, okay, where we're articulating each note separately. And really what this is about is finding that bounce diddle and discovering that in your hands if you haven't already. It's about finding that right amount of pressure to put in the middle and the ring finger in your hand to get those diddles to bounce properly. And so it does take a little bit of time to get there, and with a little bit of initiative you will get there, but don't let yourself get frustrated. Keep trying, and it'll get better and better. We start off with some single diddles, obviously, and then we go to hand separate diddles. And then in measure 6, we start to put 2 together. Measure 10, we start to put 3 together. And measure 13, we finally put a whole triplet roll together. And so this is a great exercise to develop your diddle chops and develop those bounce rudiments, because this really applies to paradiddle rudiments and anything else that uses bounce. Really, this is a great way to build the strength and the technique that you need to do that. So have fun with this one. Let me know if you have questions, and let's move on to our sight reading. So this week we've got another familiar tune. This is Hi Ho, obviously from Snow White and Seven Dwarfs, and so it's a familiar tune, and I hope you enjoy playing it. Melodically, there's nothing crazy going on here. It's all in the key of B flat, so check your key signature. There's still some of you missing black notes for some reason, so it's just as simple as looking at the key signature. But let's talk about a couple of the rhythmic things that happen in here. We've got some dotted rhythms that I'd like to draw your attention to. Starting off with measure 2, we've got some dotted quarter notes. Now remember, a dot adds half of the value onto the end of a note. So if we've got a regular quarter note that gets 1 beat, a dotted quarter note gets a beat and a half. So if we're counting measure 2 goes like this. Ready, go. 1 and 3 and 1. So it's not 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, those are eighth notes after the dotted quarter notes. Okay, so those happen on the end of the following beat. Those dotted quarter notes last basically for 3 eighth notes. So you're thinking eighth notes as you're going through, and then the end of 2 is the next one after beat 1, and the end of 4 is the next note after beat 3. So again, the rhythm in measure 2 is ready, go, 1 and 3 and 1. So if we look at measure 3, we've got something similar happening, only this time it's a dotted eighth note instead of a dotted quarter note. So the dotted eighth note is worth 3 16th notes. Okay, normal eighth note's worth 2 16th notes. This is worth 3 16th notes because it's dotted, and we have a 16th note by itself after that at the end of beat 1. So all the beats are still beamed together. But measure 3, we would count like this. Ready, go. 1, 2, and 3, and 1. Okay, so that dotted eighth note is lasting for 3 16th notes. So in your head on beat 1, you're thinking 1 E and a. 1 E and a. So the eighth note that starts it lasts for those 3 16th notes, and then we say 1, 2. 1 E, 2. So that's the way those dotted rhythms work. They happen elsewhere in the song, so please pay attention to those. But if you know the tune, I think you'll be able to place them properly. So let me play it for you, and I hope you enjoy this one. 1, 2, 3. Ta-da! So, fun song, Disney song. I couldn't help myself. And enjoy playing that one. Good luck with your assignments. Hopefully see you soon talking about drumline and front ensemble auditions. And have a nice week.